If you think knowing every single feature in SolidWorks makes you a great mechanical designer, you are dead wrong. In this video, I'm giving you the exact blueprint to transition from an average designer to an irreplaceable industry expert. Welcome to Mech Tutorials. Let's get started.
Most junior mechanical engineers introduce themselves exactly the same way, by listing the CAD software they know and their years of experience. They view their professional worth entirely through the lens of their digital toolkit. But at this stage, you aren't really designing. You are operating as a physical helping hand, simply executing the intellectual instructions of a senior engineer. You are the hands, they are the brain. To break out of this junior phase, the instinctive reaction is to double down on tools. You spend hours learning advanced analysis software, FEA, or even programming languages, assuming that more software knowledge will equal faster career growth. That approach completely misses how manufacturing companies actually operate. They do not pay for your ability to click buttons in SolidWorks or CATIA. They pay for a functional business outcome. If a product works perfectly, the company does not care if you designed it on a $1,000 software package or a paper napkin. By treating engineering strictly as a digital software discipline, you reduce yourself to a commodity. Software skills are easily replaceable, and there will always be someone younger and cheaper willing to draw those exact same lines. Generic skills create generic careers. When you can design anything at a surface level, you become a replaceable part of the machine. But when you master a specific product, becoming a gearbox design engineer or an industrial automation specialist, you become the person who directly contributes to the company's unique competitive advantage. This requires mastering the physical reality of that specific product. You must understand the core physics, exact material selections, the manufacturing costs, and the strict tolerances required to make it actually function. This animated diagram illustrates why software proficiency can be a trap. On the left, a junior engineer might define a belt in CAD as a mathematically perfect, rigid circle because the software treats it as a rigid body. But on the right, you see reality. A belt is flexible. It drapes naturally over its rollers. No one manufactures a belt with a fixed radius. Inside a digital environment, everything looks pristine. But CAD environments mask the messy physical realities of manufacturing. The software won't warn you about thermal distortion from welded joints or inevitable misalignments when bolting heavy steel plates together. To bridge this gap, you must prioritize real-world manufacturer datasheets and direct shop floor observation over generic college textbooks or AI tools. Treat the CAD screen as a limited simulation that requires constant manual correction. Your digital model only becomes a valid design once you have reconciled it against the physical laws and manufacturing constraints of the real world. When you open a blank document to start a complex project, approaching it without a strict sequential logic map guarantees failure. You will end up with conflicting geometries and waste days backtracking your work. Look at this diagram. If we need to design a ball screw linear actuator, we start with an entirely empty box containing only two starting inputs, the required stroke length and the required force capacity. From there, the logic map dictates the sequence. We branch off by calculating the required speed, which allows us to definitively freeze the exact size of the ball screw lead. Next, we map the required force data against that lead size to mathematically select the exact screw diameter, and then we lock in the corresponding bearing blocks. Taking all the accumulated data from those previous nodes, we calculate the required driving torque. This final piece of math dictates the specific servo motor and the necessary shaft coupling requirements. Notice what happens last. The physical body of the machine is only designed after the entire internal logic tree is complete. The math builds the skeleton, and the housing simply wraps around it. This structured thinking extends down to the individual parts through a machinist's eye. Features in your software like the extrude tool or the hole wizard are digital representations of literal physical milling and drilling operations. Watch this milling process. If you design a sharp 90-degree internal corner in your software, you are ignoring physical tooling. A rapidly spinning cylindrical milling bit will always leave a rounded radius as it carves through the metal. A top 1% engineer builds a strict mental logic map before ever drawing a single line. They ensure every digital action translates directly to a viable, cost-effective physical manufacturing process. Reaching this level of optimization requires holding two opposing mentalities. You have to design the initial concept with the fluidity of an artist, letting ideas form loosely. But you must review the resulting assembly with the brutality of a critic, stripping away anything that doesn't serve the function. You will make physical mistakes during this process, like applying the wrong tolerances so parts refuse to fit together. Those initial physical failures are mandatory for your growth, which is why working at smaller companies or startups early on provides the best environment to make errors and absorb the lessons firsthand. Ultimately, you are designing for the commercial health of the project. Every tolerance you set and every component you select affects the manufacturing cost, assembly time, and the eventual profit margin of the business. This requires a relentless, multi-variable balancing act. Your final design has to hit peak economy, strict safety standards, long-term robustness, and ease of manufacturability, all at the exact same time, with limited time and resources. Operating with this level of clarity eliminates the frustration of design. The process becomes structured, logical, and deeply satisfying, the hallmark of an engineer who has finally reached the top 1%.
Remember, true engineering success isn't about rendering a flawless 3D model. It is about creating a functional, highly economical design that actually survives the shop floor. If this roadmap brought you value today, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to Mech Tutorials right now so you don't miss any of our upcoming advanced engineering breakdowns.